You should write a book even if no one reads it. I should know, since I've written 9 manuscripts and almost no one has read a single one. And yet it's still the best thing I've ever done in my life. I've dreamt of becoming a fantasy author that's able to live off his writing for the last 3 years. I'm still counting. In the words of Sanderson, journey before destination. If you have a story in you, let it come to life. Chapter 1, the beginning. Starting book 1 is and always will be the hardest part. You're battling yourself at literally every turn. Is it a good idea? Am I good enough? Will people think this is weird? Do I think this is weird? There are always a million reasons to say no to something. But that's not the point of art. There's supposed to be a struggle. Doing anything worthwhile is hard, and the point is not for something to be easy, but to create something beautiful. Art is never easy, and it's not intended to be. And I'm thankful to every author, game dev, painter, filmmaker, engineer, etc., everything out there. I am grateful they decided to look past the sea of no's and focus on that one yes. There's no story if there's no struggle. Imagine your favorite writer decided not to write the story that changed your life, all because a few people thought it would be weird and they were afraid what they might think of them, or they weren't sure if they had it in them. Screw that. I'm grateful that they did that because it changed your life. They changed my life. I'm not saying you're going to become rich off your writing. I know I haven't. But on the flip side, why not you? Everyone starts at 0, and the only way up is one at a time. I'm sure Sanderson didn't grow up thinking, wow, I'm gonna become Brandon Sanderson. Or Tolkien didn't realize way back in the day that, whoa, I'm gonna become a legend in basically creating this genre. Everyone starts at 0. So why not you? I was 16 when I first realized I wanted to be a writer, but I let the struggle win for 2 years. Finally, I was fed up enough to actually do something about it. I wrote my first short novel. It was around 50k words, named Echoes of Time. And I committed the ultimate sin and made it about time travel and warp timelines and a bunch of nonsense. I actually muddied the plot so bad that I wrote myself into a corner that I didn't know how to get out of, so I just hit it with the old, to be continued. Even though I knew I'd probably never actually write the second part. I queried it without editing it at all, thinking, in the next few weeks, man, I'm gonna be Sanderson. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna be rich. Everything's gonna look up for me. And obviously, looking back 3 years ago, that didn't happen. And reading through Echoes of Time again, that shit blows ass. It was hard and it hurt, but with each manuscript after, I queried and got countless rejections, but satisfaction only comes with pain. Yeah, I have a stack of rejections, but I also have a stack of characters and worlds that I created. That's pretty dang cool as a consolation prize. Chapter 2. Break the Illusions. I was terrified about what people would say if they found out I wrote books. Fantasy books, let alone. I was 18 at the time and still am writing in these fantastical worlds about magic and swords and this absolute geek shit. But I was having a blast doing it. Luckily for me, I didn't have many friends at the time, but the few that I did have were just like me, so they were also into that nerd shit. I was horrified at the spectacle of people finding out that I write these books. It was almost paralyzing. I couldn't tell people. But around book 5, when I moved across the country with just my brother, I started to realize something. Most people, if they have something bad to say about you, they're going to do it behind your back. So for one, I probably never know, so who actually cares, because I'll never hear it. And 2, if they're doing that because I'm chasing something I love, it's kinda sad for them. We only have this one life to live, and if we spend our limited time doing stuff that we aren't passionate about or fueled by, then literally what are we doing? In my head, the only way to waste your life is by spending it doing stuff you're not passionate about. Your God-given talents are literally being squandered. Without writing in my life, I would genuinely be lost. Obviously, easier said than done. Bills have to get paid at the end of the day. And believe me, I struggle with that a lot. But still, through thick and thin, I write. And to show for it, instead of regretting that I haven't written, I have almost 9 full manuscripts to look back on, each one getting better than the last. Seeing my own skill progression, as well as these characters and worlds, becoming more tangible. I'm drafting out my first trilogy right now, and I'm about halfway through the final book, and it hit me recently as I looked back on my body of work. It is crazy to think about. Even if they're not released, It's beautiful to look back on the worlds and characters and scenes that I've created and brought to life. Might not have been paid for it financially, but I think it paid spiritually. In my head, I'd be doing these characters and these worlds a disservice if I didn't try to bring them to life, because they'll only ever exist in my head, and they'll die with me if I let them. Chapter 3. One question. What's the thing that's stopping you from sitting down at your computer or at your notebook and jotting down those opening words? Is it a skill issue? Because if it is, that's kind of the paradox of skill. I had no idea how to write when I first started. It's only through writing and failing do you learn to write. You don't learn how to play football through watching people play football. You learn by playing football. Or you don't get good at Hollow Knight by watching people play Hollow Knight. You get good by playing Hollow Knight. You have to do the activity to get better at it. You have to accept that most likely the first few books you write are probably going to suck. Mine definitely did. But the beauty is that you can always write another. Is it a fear of what people think? Is it a lack of ideas? Whatever it is, write it down on a sheet of paper physically. Write down that holdup and read it and embrace it. And whatever it is, extrapolate that to the worst possible circumstances that could happen. For example, if I'm afraid of what people will think or say or do, okay, worst possible circumstance? They think I'm weird, call me names, bully me, do whatever they gotta do. That sucks. But which is a worse outcome? People saying mean words to you and thinking you're weird, and in reality you'll probably never see them again, you'll forget them, and they'll forget you. Or lying on your deathbed, looking back over your life and wishing, damn, I wish I would have just wrote that book, instead of letting these random people that don't matter dictate how you live your life. If the outcome of dying with the regret of never having done it is better than the alternative, then maybe you shouldn't write a book. But I doubt that's the case for any of you. Look inward and ask genuinely, what is stopping you? 3 years and 9 manuscripts later, I'm definitely no richer in cash, but I'm flooded with overwhelming satisfaction from my work and a love for this art that I didn't expect, that only seems to be growing. I'll never stop writing. And once I finish this trilogy, I already have the idea for the next massive series that I want to take on. They might even connect. Wink, wink. Don't let yourself be the obstacle between you and your dreams. Because I've been there. I still am there. But if you break that mold, you'll actually start to see some joy in your life. Some satisfaction in your work. At the end of the day, just write the damn book. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.